Well, we have a remarkable congregation in the sense that God has just favored us with reaching lost people. And it's not uncommon for us to have baptisms with 25 and 30 people being baptized, and a few of them would be children, but most of them adults. And if you were to look at my congregation, you'd see drug addicts and gang members, and we have a ministry to gang members and so forth, and alcoholics, and I mean just all kinds of that type of person who have been coming to the Lord over the last number of years, that it's just so incredibly exciting. And all of that is the result of prayer. Because when I look at my ministry previously, it's not that I'm a better preacher or I'm doing it, I have this new formula down or something like that. It's nothing about me. I look at me and I say, why is this happening that it didn't happen to the degree 20, 25 years ago? And I have to contribute that to the fasting and the prayer and the seeking of God and just that total dependence upon Him. And we try to do things right too, but I tell you, it's just a real focus on seeking the Lord. And I am right now trying to build a culture of prayer within our church, and we're at the very beginning stages of that, so it's nothing to testify about really at this point. But just to say that it's a real burden of my heart to see our church become this house of prayer that Jesus said it needs to be, so that we can really see transformation. My heart was just drawn to 6-4 when Daniel was at our church. Daniel Henderson was at our church, and I was just so drawn to it because it's right where my heart is. And we have a praying group of pastors in Salt Lake City, and we get together on a monthly basis. So this is not something that we don't do already, but the desire to see that amplified and intensified, I think, perhaps throughout our region and our area, because there has never been a revival in Salt Lake City, ever. And, basically percentage-wise, the numbers of evangelicals in Salt Lake today is the same as it was 100 years ago. And so, compared to the total population, So even though we have larger churches now, whereas years ago there were no large evangelical churches, now we do have some large churches in the city and across what they call the Wasatch Front there. Percentage-wise, we're still the same. And we've got to see a breakthrough. And we believe that, I'm believing that cooperating with 6-4 can help me learn how to transition my church into that kind of culture of prayer and help me to help and bless others that I have connection with in the city, that together we can see God do something great as we unite. I think God is glorified in unity. Well, I think as I learn, I can communicate that to others and then get them involved in the whole thing as well and multiply this. I already have a number of names in my head of guys I want to talk with about this that I think will be absolutely right on track with what we're wanting to do through 6-4. So I think this has great prospects in the Salt Lake area and certainly around the nation. Yeah.